Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas here with you this morning, visiting with Lori Keeney from the Women's Fund and Bridget Neisel, who is Vice President of Advancement for the Stark Community Foundation. I think I misspoke as we went into break. It's not the Stark County Foundation. It is the Stark Community Foundation. And Bridget, first of all, talk about the foundation itself, our size and scope. First of all, not a lot of paid staff for a rather large foundation. Talk about that a little bit.
Correct. We currently are in the top 10% of all community foundations in the country. And what that means, we compare ourselves in terms of asset size with other community foundations in the country. Right now, we have about $220 million in total assets.
Wow.
So that, like I said, ranks us in the top 10% of community foundations in the country. So we're proud about that only because it's a testament to the generosity of the Stark County community. I mean, we are relatively young in the sense of 53 years old, and so to amass that amount of wealth in a relatively short amount of time is pretty impressive, and it's just, again, a testament to the generosity in our community. And so we're fortunate to be able to have, like I said, the responsibility to give those dollars back out into the community, whether they be donor-directed or through the foundation.
And as you say, this is a foundation of people who just have a big heart. This is not necessarily a group of millionaires who've gotten together saying, okay, let's all kick in $1 million.
Right. Most definitely. I mean, we have some donors that are just so passionate about their philanthropy that they do all they can to come together with enough dollars to create a fund at the foundation. And then we have others that have larger means, of course, but it's all relative, of course, and we definitely see probably more that don't have as much means as you think they would establish a fund and seeing the importance of giving back.
That's so true. There's such an interesting book called Who Really Cares? And it's about who are the people, when you look at individuals and their income levels, who are the people who do the most donating. And it's fascinating to see that it is basically your middle class person who gives a much larger percent of their income to others than people that would be considered the ones that you would think you would want to go to for something like this.
Very
Not
true.
necessarily. It's that millionaire next door who doesn't spend much on themselves but would rather give to others.
Very true.
Case in point with the Women's Fund, what I think one of the beauties of it is it gives an opportunity for women who want to participate in the Stark Community Foundation, who want to be a responsible citizen of the county, but may not have the means to start their own charitable fund themselves.
Right.
So by donating to the Women's Fund, they're able to participate. It's that collective and feel the power of collective giving.
And it's just exponential, isn't it? Yeah. It grows so quickly. Well, not with interest rates, but let it ride
over time, right?
That's right. It'll continue to grow and never panic. That's the key there. All right. How do you raise the funds?
Our most successful way of raising funds is through word of mouth. To be honest, that has been, my friend told me about it, and I told some other friends about it. That's been generally our most successful way to raise funds. But we do have, right now, we are starting our Valentine's Day event. We're calling it Spread the Love. And we started it last year, and we're hoping for even greater participation this year. And we find that it's a really great way to honor someone special with a gift in their name to the Women's Fund. What we do is we send you a Valentine's Day mailer, and you personalize a Valentine's Day note to your Valentine special person, and then they receive that note along with a letter telling them that a gift has been made to the Women's Fund in their honor. Now, they don't find out the amount. But we think that your gift obviously will make a difference in the lives of women and children in the community, and we think that that's a fitting tribute to a special person who's made a difference in your life.
What a lovely idea.
So if you would like to get a mailer to send one of these Valentine's Day gifts, we encourage you to call the fund, the Stark Community Foundation, at 330-454-3426.
Can you give that number again, please?
330-454-3426. 3426. Or you can contact Jackie Gillen at the Stark Community Foundation, and that's J. Gillen, Gilin, at starkcf.org.
Okay, and we want
We'll say that again later.
We will. We'll be sure. But www.starkcf.org, you can go to find most any information about the Community Foundation.
Yeah.
All right. And these Valentine's, at what point is this fundraiser going? For how long? How soon can people order these? And how long? Today's the 5th, so Valentine's Day is right around the corner. You're welcome. We're helping you take care of your Valentine's right now. So how does a person get a hold of these again? I mean, how long is this taking place?
Well, it'll be through Valentine's Day.
You can continue.
Yeah, you can continue as long as we have a supply. We'd be happy to send them out to you.
And what a nice idea. The person receives a card saying that a donation has been made in your honor, but they get their Valentine.
And they get a little Valentine's note signed by you.
And it's so beautiful. Tell us what it looks like.
It is just this beautiful vase of flowers. And it's actually original artwork that was done by the daughter of one of our members, Emily Poperod-Jones.
Oh, let's give her a shout out because it is beautiful.
It is beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, we love it. And we are also helpful. We've got some great support from Hugh Kozer and Associates at Merrill Lynch in Canton, and from Shannon English Marketing, who we helped underwrite the project. But otherwise than that, you go to our Women's Fund page at the Stark Community Foundation website to make a donation at any time.
Now, any women can participate. How does a person become a member of the Women's Fund?
Well, you become a member by making a donation, and that's it.
That's pretty easy.
It's like I said, it's as easy as that. You'll receive our newsletter. You'll receive invitations to special events. We have an annual gathering every year, which is a lovely event. Emails, you'll get our emails. But like I said, just by making a donation, you become part of our community. And we have members who have donated just one time. We have members who have donated every year. We have members who donate sporadically. So all are welcome.
That's what I love about the welcoming feeling. Also, you're very creative. And you told the story, and I hope you'll share it, that you were on a walk and I think you were walking your dog or something, and you were trying to think of a way to be able to talk to enough friends or to do something that you would somehow be able to raise, say, and you had an amazing goal in mind, like $10,000. Do you remember that story? Don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
Well,
did I come up with the solution?
I can't remember if you did. And I think you came up with a solution that you probably weren't going to raise $10,000. However, it was very creative.
Well, I think maybe you're talking about, well, if I can't find 10 women to give 1,000, well, maybe I need to find,
this was
200 women to give X amount of dollars.
That was it.
Not everybody can, has deep pockets, if you will. So you just have to reach out to more and more people.
And it's lots and lots of small gifts, isn't it? Is that the idea behind this, rather than a few large gifts? Lots and lots of small gifts, or both?
Well, to be perfectly honest, there's room for everybody. It started with women who gave a sizable amount, 12 women, and we started with $120,000, and they made a sizable contribution. And then after that, it's gifts of all amounts. It truly is. We have women who have given $25, and we have women who have given $1,000 at a time over a course of several years. So it's like I said, it's for everyone. We have our logo is a beautiful flower pot with all different types of flowers. So kind of represents all different types of givers, and it all comes together to make a beautiful arrangement.
What a perfect way to describe it. That's right. And I love that it's so community focused, that it is all going right back into our own community. This is not being spread out abroad. although that kind of giving is certainly important as well. But this helps, Bridget, this helps friends and neighbors right here in our own community, doesn't it?
It does, and I want to say, Lori's being very humble, but the Women's Fund, the basic premise behind the Women's Fund is the premise of a community foundation in general. About 100 years ago was the founding of the community foundation for our country, the first ever, and that was the Cleveland Foundation. And what was really interesting is the gentleman that established the Cleveland Foundation, or had the notion of a community foundation, his main goal was to be able for philanthropy to be obtainable to everybody, regardless of your means. Because unfortunately, he was an attorney, and through his practice, he was only seeing those of large wealth give back to the community through their estate plans. And he wanted to change that. So he had a vision of a community foundation that could pull all these resources and be able to have more of a collective impact, which means a larger impact back out into the community. And so that's the premise of the Women's Fund. It doesn't really matter how large or small, what means you have. Collectively, we can make a bigger difference for our community. And so they have done this brilliantly. And like I said, it's a basic premise of a community foundation in our country.
And that's what I was hoping that we could kind of get to, that is it, that it's many small gifts. When you hear about people traveling to third world countries and how the impact that they have on their lives of seeing people with really nothing, but how they give and how they feel so fulfilled in giving. We take it back to our country where we are so blessed, but still there is something special about giving from your whatever circumstance, isn't there? Something
It's an
that
act of love. It really isn't. To be able to give and to be philanthropic, it's a joy.
It is, and it's almost intoxicating. The more you give, the more you want to give, and it truly is. Well, we certainly thank you both for what you're doing. Lori Keeney here with the Women's Fund, and Bridget Neisel with the Stark Community Foundation. And we want to make sure everybody orders these the Valentines. We're running out of time. Remind us real quickly the website to go to.
Our website is starkcf.org/Women's Fund.
Right. Otherwise, you're going to see 650 different ones.
Or call the foundation at 330-454-3426.
And we always say it a second time.
330-454-3426.
Great. All right. Go to starkcf.org/Women's Fund and order your Valentines. And thank you both so much for joining us this morning.
You.
I'm inspired.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you, Susie.
Thank you for joining us for our community.